Welcome back to the Forge, where two enter. One leaves champion, and the other leaves beaten, battered, and bruised. I'm your host, Tiny Grimes, and I'm joined always by my intrepid co-host, Jake Almighty. And we have two fine competitors today. First, we have Guy Sargent, who, if you didn't notice, in the last Forge Watch Invitational, he took second place, losing to his nemesis and mortal enemy, Hans. I don't even believe Hans has a last name. He's like Madonna. He's just Hans. And on the other side, we have a drafting pro in Forge Soul. I'm not sure how much experience he has with Constructed. We will ask him that. I assume it's quite a bit. And since you can't see the top of my hat, it is an Abe Lincoln hat, and it goes all the way to the ceiling. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck list, Jake. So here we have Guy Sargent. Looks like he's running a fairly standard NT deck. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty close to what I personally have been running in NT, following the patch. He's using this Wraith's Will package, so he has the Blightwalkers in there still. That's definitely one version of it. The other version is like with less Blightwalkers and more Circes, and keeping the regular color weeks. But this is definitely one way to take the deck, and it's very powerful if you happen to be able to chain those cards together.
Yeah, I agree. I started with a Fuller's Wraith's Will package, even with Dark Shapers and his Wraith in there, and I've come away from that. I'm a little bit interested about Master of Elements. Do you think Master of Elements is the best pick in this kind of build?
I mean, it's definitely, again, one of the builds. I've been running Master of Elements. I think he's very solid. It can vary because there are also a lot of builds out there that are not running that do succeed. But personally, I like him a lot in this kind of deck right now.
Gotcha. And you do like him even without Static Shocks, right?
Yeah, I do like him even with those Static Shocks. I do. It is a little bit odd to have 3 Dreadbolts and 3 Masters, because usually you're trying to play more spells that are not level gated with your Master. Like, you'll often run, say, your Bolt or the new Virix Embrace, rather than having the full complement of Dreadbolts. So that's a little bit interesting with that combo. But one thing I do like is Master Elements into Shallow Grave. Because Shallow Grave is a spell that you're intentionally playing under-leveled, usually. Like, you're trying to put it on a level 2 Zemus, for example, as a level 1 spell. And that fits really well with the Master of Elements.
Yeah, that's a cute spell. I'm hoping we'll see at least one example of a Scorchmane or a Zemus coming back and doing some terrible things. That'll be fun.
Yep, that'll be good.
And what about the one of Lyria? I'm a little bit surprised by that. It makes me wonder, does he not own 3 dragons, and that's why he has a Lyria in there? I highly doubt that's the case.
Yeah, I doubt that's the case. I think he maybe just decided, you know what, I want the option to level Illyria all the way to 3, and just have that as a late game bomb, if that's how I feel the game is going, that I need that. Which is, totally fine. I don't like Lyria decks that are, relying on playing Lyrias, but I do think she's an okay 1 or 2 of, as like sort of a side thread, as, oh, you know what, I'm not under a lot of pressure this game, I think I can go for Illyria.
Sure, I could see that. And of course it's got 3 Spite Mage, which, as we've noted many times, is completely busted in this deck.
He's the best removal spell in the game, flat out.
Yeah.
It's not even close, in my opinion.
So not too much to say about this deck. It's a good, solid NT removal deck, and we'll see how it does against Forge Soul and his lovely bride, Kristen Bell, or as I call her, Anna. She will be forever Anna in my household. All right, so what do you think of this deck?
I mean, okay, it's interesting. This deck is a lot more aggro-based than, they're both Necrom Tempest, but they're very different decks. I have lost in Q once so far since set 2 hit to Emberwind Evoker plus a Stormbringer going crazy. And it grew like 5 times because I was like, you know what, I can't handle this on the first turn.
Yep.
And in that time, oh my god, I got four growth triggers. So it was like plus 12, plus 12. So there was just this giant Stormbringer. And I was like, yeah, I can't do anything about that.
Yep. I've had problems with this deck with Arborist Winds and Yetis. I don't think I've had a problem yet with NT just because you have so many guys in Cersei and Spite Mage that just crush all of these threats. Like, it's hard for them to keep an Evoker around for any length of time because you're just killing it. Doomwing doesn't have quite the same value because you don't have all these creatures that you're relying on, keeping them on the board like other decks will. So I think it'll be an interesting matchup. I think this deck is really strong against some matchups. I think it's a little bit weaker against NT. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be comfortable playing this from the control side as NT. A deck like Arborist has a much harder time because there is absolutely no way to keep your life total over 100. It's just impossible.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
It's like, by the way, every one of my creatures has either mobility or aggressive.
And I gotta say, I'm seeing 2 turnabouts at the bottom of this list. Seems interesting. I suppose you could do something like Zix to make him bigger for his double attack.
Yeah.
Turnabout feels like a weird choice here, and I think we're going to need to ask Kristen Bell's husband why he's made this decision.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Hans had a single turnabout in his deck last week, but it sort of fit better there, I think, because he was playing Yeti, so he had a whole lot of high toughness, low power guys. So it's interesting that you have the option to switch that, right? Here it doesn't fit quite so well, but at the same time, we could definitely see some interesting things going on with it.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing is Hans's deck had Pump, whereas this doesn't, and so it just makes me really wonder about Turnabout. To be fair, I love Turnabout. I have a deck the other day with my Thundersaur. He was like a 226, I believe.
Oh God!
And I
trampled.
He ignored him for 2 turns. I turned about him and whapped him in the face for 26.
26.
Actually, he was a 0-24 for 2 turns on the board, and my opponent was like, yeah, that's exactly how I would handle a Thundersaur. I went Patriarch Turnabout, and I can't remember if that was the death blow or if that just was the beginning of the end. But either way, Turnabout can be quite useful.
Either way, he's taking 26, and then he's blocking and taking probably 20 trample damage. Like, wow.
Exactly. So it didn't go that well. Didn't go that well. All right.
No.
Let's go ahead and bring in Guy Sargent, ask him a little bit about his deck, and see how he thinks he's going to do. I almost forgot to do his intro music, so let's do that, of course. Welcome to the show, Guy. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, not too much. We're having a little forge here. So, tell us a little bit about your deck. Why did you choose NT today?
Well, actually, I hadn't really collected many cards from Rise of the Forgeborn yet. I wasn't going to be able to play in this week's Forge Watch Invitational Qualifier, so I was just kind of like hanging out and waiting until I could use my 6 million silver on crafting the whole set.
Sure.
But once I found out I was going to be on here, which was about 1 a.m. last night, I decided I better get some new cards and build something interesting. So that's basically what I could come up with the collection that I had.
All right. I mean, Spite Mage is about all you really need to build the new NT deck. You're just like, here's the old NT deck, and here's Spite Mage. Oh, do I own Cersei's? Cool, I'll put those in too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I only have 1 Cersei, but it seems all right.
Yeah, I only have 2. We can't all live in Jake's magic world of fairy tales where he opens all the cards he wants.
Right.
Actually, just a side note, last night I was playing a draft, and I lost to a Cersei 4. So, that was interesting.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yep. I never lost to a Cersei 4, and now I have.
I imagine it would happen in draft a lot more than in constructed, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating to see it in draft, too. You're like, oh, cool, you're drafting new legendaries, and I'm drafting old bad cards. Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you think you're going to do today, Guy?
I feel like I can do pretty well. I haven't had a lot of time to test with this deck, so I'm still kind of, learning its ins and outs. But I think that it's a really solid deck, and that it gives me a really good chance to win.
Okay, I could agree with that. I think NT always gives you a chance. So you're not gonna say that you're gonna crush your opponent into like a fine powder or anything.
No, I'm not that confident. I really haven't played very much lately. I've been between waiting for new cards from Rise of the Forgeborn, and a couple other games came out recently that I've been focusing on. So I really haven't played a lot of Soulforge in the last few weeks. So I'm not on the hype train.
All right. Well, hopefully you will do well today, my friend. Let's bring in our second competitor, who chose his theme music because he's sure he's gonna win. All right. Welcome to the show, Forge Soul.
It's good to be here, Tiny.
My main question for you is, when you play, does Kristen Bell sit on your lap or next to you?
It depends on the day of week. Usually on Mondays, she sits in my lap.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good that she takes a break from her career to just spend quality time with you while you Soul Forge.
Yeah, you gotta mix it up.
Yeah. So, I like your deck. It looks interesting. Why did you choose to try to work the Emberwind Evoker?
Well, ever since I got my first playset of Arboris, that's the only deck I've been playing. But I don't have any of the new cards that actually make it a good deck.
No Oros yet?
Nope, no Auras, no Circes, which I'd like to add into it. I tried getting zombies to work. I don't know how to use it. I have a playset of Ironbeards. It failed me. Delphas aren't working for me. So I just tried to go for a Doomwing deck, and it's been doing pretty well for me.
Okay. Excellent. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? First of all, let me ask you, why do you have Turnabout in it? What is the card you're looking to hit with Turnabout?
Turnabout is a fun card which I'm experimenting with. One of the biggest weaknesses of Doomwing is his low health. And against decks that probably aren't anti-removal, keeping him on the board for an extra turn can get a lot of damage through.
Okay. Fair enough. I agree. I like Turnabout as well. Is Zix one of your main targets, or are you looking at Doomwing?
Zix, if I can. Doomwing is the main target. It also helps to kill Phoenix Ashes, an unpumped Thundersaur.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I guess I haven't gotten to use it too much to kill the unpumped Thundersaur, but I like the idea. So basically, what's your plan? You're going to get the Evoker down, and then you're going to go crazy?
It's going to depend. Windcaller is one of my favorite cards. I definitely, of course, Doomwing, Windcaller are the main cards to be playing. I tend to do Evoker more against Weenie decks, maybe Yeti decks. It's been doing pretty well. I've fought a couple just normal Weirwood Patriarch decks and some Tarsus decks. That's where I would be using Evoker. Against NT, I am not so sure.
Okay. I guess we'll get to see. So, what's your prediction today? Are you going to win? And how much are you going to win by?
Well, right now I have, let's say, 300 drafts under my belt, and I have maybe 30 constructed tournaments. So either I'm going to crush him and become a constructed genius, or I'm going to lose, and it's not so bad.
All right. Fair enough.
Good attitude.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get this match underway between these two nice guys who refuse to say terrible things about their opponents.
There's no trash talk this week. No.
So I'm going to say terrible things about both of them. I think
right.
Forge Soul is going to crush Guy Sargent into the ground, and that Guy Sargent will crush Forge Soul into the ground. There. So, Jake, before we start, who do you think is going to win this match?
Okay, I think I have to go with the control list. It's what I often prefer to play, and I think in this kind of matchup, I think the control list is in a very comfortable spot overall. I don't know if it'll be 3-0. It could be 3-1, because the aggro deck definitely has a lot of power behind it and a lot of synergy. They can definitely run away with the game if given the chance. But I think overall, I definitely favor the control list.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I think NT Control has the advantage in a matchup like this. That's just trying to get out guys. NT Control just kills them all. So we'll have to see how Forge Soul is able to keep guys on the board. I think that's going to be his real challenge. Because stuff like Doomwing Windcaller doesn't feel like it'll be quite as good against an NT control deck, but we'll have to see. Maybe he can make some cool things happen. So let's go ahead and get on with the match.
All right.
And good luck to our two competitors.
Yep. Good luck, everybody.
Let's get it on.
Bam.
Something weird happened. Yep.
What did that mean?
It's not too much of a problem. It's just something weird happened. I have to adjust.
Oh. All right.
Oh, wow. Something really weird happened. Cool. So don't play for just a second while I adjust this. Madness has happened. Which is want to happen on...
Oh, yeah, I see it on the stream. What have you done, sir?
Oh, I haven't done anything. I don't think anyone did anything. I think it just...
It just decided to do that, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever you try to do
I'll give you that.
too much with programs that aren't engineered to do them, stuff happens. But here we go. We are ready now. All right. So it looks like Forge Soul is up. I think he should just play Turnabout and discard it. What do you think?
Interesting.
I think Doomwing is the right call here, right? That's his plan. Get it going.
I think the Doomwing, it's that or GGP, but overall I think I like Doomwing better.
Yeah, I don't really think I like GGP that much against NT control these days.
Well, it's funny because most people in NT these days aren't running any Dreadbolts, or at most like one Dreadbolt sometimes.
True.
Guy has all 3 Dreadbolts out of left field. Hey, here's my triple Dreadbolt NT deck.
Even so, though, having Spite Mages and having Blightwalkers, it's just really hard to really do much. I think here I would embrace the Doomwing.
Yeah, you're going to have to just pick something and go for it, and I think Doomwing is one of your options, and I think it's probably one of the better ones.
Sure. I think Blightwalker's fine here, but I also think Embrace is fine. Which approach would you take?
I think I would play Blightwalker.
Okay.
He already discarded the Dragon Egg, which I like a lot. You don't want it on the board.
Oh, yeah.
Against this opponent.
You never know if they're going to have Predator or something, and then if you look to the right, you see, or I guess to the left, you see he does have Predator, and then you go, maybe I don't play that.
Yeah. Okay, so Forge Soul is holding 2 Evokers.
I think I would play definitely one, and then the
definitely
question
one.
is...
What do you think about playing 2?
I don't know. It's either that or the Stormbringer.
Yeah, okay, so he's definitely going for the Stormbringer.
Yeah.
If he's moving it after only 1.
Ooh.
Either way, I like the turn.
He's playing GGP, actually.
Interesting.
Huh. He's getting a big board immediately.
Immediately, like he's on the board. It's on Guy to react to this.
Guy did not get the perfect hand to handle this. He really wanted to Spite Mage here. And what he wants to do is play Zemus Egg, but I think he might... yeah, maybe Zemus Egg is still the right play.
He's hovering on Lyria.
Ooh, wow, that's interesting. I don't know this matchup, so maybe Lyria is the right answer. The normal play for me against most matchups would be Zemus 3, Egg 5. Is that what you would make here? Or would you play Cersei?
I think I would probably play the Dragon Egg. At the same time, he only has 1 Cersei, so that makes me want to play her a little bit more, because I like to take 1 all the way to 4 as a threat, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
And, he doesn't have any more in the deck. But I think... Yeah, and I actually quite like it here, because it does kill the 4/6 all by itself.
That's true. As long as it doesn't get epidemicked.
Yes, that's a fact.
Or culled.
Or culled, or whatnot.
And it looks like he does have a cull.
He does have a cull, but no epidemic for the real bloat that would, turn the Blightwalker off and let a GGP eat it for free at some point.
And he does have the Stormcaller. He could Stormcaller the Evoker away. So he could go like GGP to 3, Stormcaller 2, move the Evoker to 1.
To 1. The Evoker actually grows itself in that case.
Yeah, I think in fact...
He's going for the cull. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I would have played Spite Mage. I think I would have moved the Evoker and then Spite Maged. But
to get. Okay, that also takes the Cersei out.
Oh, interesting.
He's the Spite Mage in empty lane to do damage.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like that. You want the Spite Mage leveled.
Right.
If he's gonna block it, something's gonna die there.
Yeah, it's a pressure play. I like that.
It is a pressure play, and his board isn't hyper vulnerable to Epidemic anyways, because he doesn't have a Doomwing or anything down.
My play was a little bit more playing into what Guy wants him to do, which is sort of trade off the board a little bit. And Forge Soul,
which sort of just makes you look bad now, you know?
Yeah, he's just not agreeing. He's like, I'm not trading anything. I'm just going to punch him in the face when he's not looking.
Yeah. Take 8.
Take that. Yeah, I think you need a Spite Mage and probably Dragon in 5 to clear that out.
By Dragon, we mean Phoenix, I imagine.
Yes,
yeah,
the big dragon. The dragon with feathers.
The Feathered Dragon.
That's his new name, the Feathered Dragon.
Her new name.
Her new name. Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't know we were assigning sexes now to these.
Everflame Phoenix is a she. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, he's got an interesting move here. He could go GGP 4 Epidemic. I generally don't like playing Epidemic against... Well...
It's pretty good here.
Yeah, I don't like playing against NT, and I like the idea of keep putting pressure on the board. So he could go like he's doing Phoenix and Zix.
Okay, he's doing Phoenix. He's going to ignore that Phoenix in 5, because you know what? That Phoenix is locked. It's going nowhere.
Yeah, but he's not ignoring it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't really like that play.
Okay, so he did that because he wants to level a Wind Collar. He wants a leveled Wind Collar in his deck, and he doesn't want to fill lane 2 because he wants to put a level 2 card in lane 2 next turn.
Sure. I can understand that. I think the Spite Mage will probably die anyway. So I think that
it's going to get traded for, yeah, but I mean, it's already done 12 damage.
Yeah, no, my point is I think lane 1 would have been open for
that lane 1 would have been open anyways, true. Okay, but I mean, I would also say that lane 1 is a lot worse than lane 2 for him because everything has mobility.
Sure, yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's a play based on what you want leveled. I was thinking you would want maybe the more pressure play of like a Zix and 2.
I was kind of thinking he might go for Zix there. Just before the level up, because then you have like a lot on the board. You're leaving that. I like that he's leaving that Blightwalker there. He is waiting for GGP2 to show up in his hand to go in that lane.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a good idea. Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
board suddenly cleared out.
So we're on an empty board. Forge Soul has an Ashes. Will he play it is the question. I mean, it's really early.
Yeah, I don't know.
It will die, but at the same time, your opponent doesn't have anything to take advantage of that. He does pass on it. He's going for the pressure.
I mean, he's just playing the pressure game, which I think is fine. Yep, that's pretty strong. The dragon just killing the Spite Mage.
The problem is the guy has an excellent hand this turn.
Yep, and then I think you just stick Cersei in 2 and follow Zix around.
Yep. So you're gonna take some damage in the short term, next turn.
This could be the turning point right here.
He now has the board. Yeah, this hand of level 2 is just incredibly strong.
Yeah. I mean, Forge Soul is going to have to really follow up with something amazing to be able to stay in.
He just doesn't have a lot of answers to that dragon.
Nope, not in hand he doesn't. In the deck, he's got... Did he play 1 Spite Mage, is that correct?
He has 1 leveled, but he already played it. He played it in 2.1.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. He played it. He open laned it. So he has literally no answer.
Answers to the dragon in his deck at this point.
That's not good. Oh, no.
No, the upside for him is that the dragon is locked.
I mean, do you stick the Phoenix there just to kill him most of the way? I don't know. I think
you really needed a GGP too.
All right, so here's a good question. Would you have done Cull 2 there or Cull 1 there?
I think I like Cull 1.
Okay, so that they're all at 8, so they can handle Blightwalkers and...
Cull
Cersei
2 will handle a Cersei all the way to level 4 anyways.
Right.
So you'd rather have the second one on level 2.
Yep.
So I think you definitely played the right Cull.
The difference is if you level the other Cull to 3, you now have a removal for a Dragon 2.
Okay, but I mean, he knows and we know that that guy only leveled 1 dragon.
Right.
Because he passed on that second
that's
A.
Gonna be
he only has 2 in his deck.
Is there anything else that you would care about 12 for? Doesn't seem like it. I think 8's
Don't
probably.
think so. I think
probably the
8's
right
the number
answer.
to be at.
But that's an important point there, is when you're trying to figure out, which one should you do. And I like that play a lot. Get rid of that Blightwalker.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was
I like
just
that he's
food.
staying safe by overwriting. Force Soul's been waiting for that GGP2 for a long time
He
now.
really
and,
has.
the opportunity's gone now.
This is interesting. So he can do the tricky Wind
He
Caller.
did the tricky Doom Wing.
Yeah, Wind Caller, move Doom Wing. He could.
Wind Caller goes in lane 5 to stop the dragon.
Yeah.
Doom Wing kills the Phoenix for free.
Yep.
That's pretty sexy.
It's pretty good. The problem is, does that just play into Sargent's agenda there? That if he does that,
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
yes, exactly. I mean, you do
Yeah.
need to handle that dragon, but it's really slowing the game down. If you could do something more aggressive here, which I don't think he can. That could be
Yeah, if
better.
he had a better option for aggression,
Like he could
Wait,
go.
he could empty lane the 4-1 and just start swinging. But I
Well,
don't know that gets him places.
No, I don't think that's the right play. But he could go Wind Caller 3, move Doomwing over. He has to end up taking 24 to the face that way. The problem is I don't think that's a great answer either, because Guy has plenty of removal in his hand to take care of the Shaman.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think taking 24 to the face is worth putting a 7-power guy in an empty lane.
Yep, I would have to agree.
Yeah, that's just the math in me. But
Yep, I feel like though Guy is well behind in life, he's got a pretty good handle. Even with a bad hand, I feel like he's got a pretty good handle on it.
even with a bad hand, and also 55 is getting down there, but at the same time he's still at a comfortable life total for what his deck is trying to do.
Right.
I frequently go down as low as even 30 going into player level 3 against aggro decks, and fully comfortable with that, knowing that my cards are now we're in our prime time. It's time to take over the board completely.
Exactly.
Now
Okay.
at the same time, he hasn't leveled that many threats.
Nope, he's got what, a Zemus 2 that he's looking for.
He has
did
the
get his
Zemus
Dragon
2 and a
2.
Dragon 3.
Yep. So if he gets the Zemus 2 off, and then he has those 2 threats, that's pretty good.
That's
Sure.
pretty good, but it's not one of the times where you have like 4 or 5 threats
Yeah.
leveled and your deck is coming through. He
I
can
think-
easily just miss those cards.
I think this is a good opportunity to discard this egg. Because you don't have that much in
Yeah.
hand. Get it leveled.
Yep.
And I think I would Spite Mage into the Doomwing.
Interesting. I think I would empty lane the Spite Mage personally.
Yeah.
I think I would take the 6.
Take the 6. He can't, even if he gets a Wind Caller, there's nowhere he can move it to kill anything.
There's nowhere he can kill. I mean, he can kill the Spite Mage in combat, but that's what would happen if he put it in front of it anyways.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I would trade there just because you're hoping to make it through later in the game, and you don't really want to take a lot of damage with where you're at. But he goes a whole different route anyway and says, I'm on the Lyria plan, not on that Dragon plan. You guys are crazy.
Yep. You guys talking crazy.
You guys don't know what you're talking about anyway.
You guys are fools.
Which is fair.
Especially that tiny grass.
Whoa, that Tiny Grimes. He's something. All right.
Something, all right.
Quiet you.
I'm not going to say what exactly. All right, so Guy has not hit a threat in his final hand of player level 2.
Nope.
So there is no Phoenix Ashes coming through for the pop.
An Evoker's got to be played here, right? Oh, wow, I guess not. Interesting.
Wow, no Evoker. He's going for the other Phoenix.
Oh, he made a mistake. He moved him first.
Oh, okay.
All right,
And by
that's
other
okay.
Phoenix, I was looking at the stream by accident.
Mistakes can happen. It's a high-pressure game here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it would. If Guy wins at 2 life,
Yep.
then we'll know what happened.
Yep. Then
Simple
we'll
as
look
that.
back at that moment and say, "Oh no," but probably that won't happen. So I think
Probably
you got to get the Zemus down here, right?
I mean, you're looking at a hand of pretty terrible cards right now in this spot. Your opponent has an Evoker down, and you really wish you could kill it right now.
The question is, would you play Elements also with the Zemus?
Yeah,
Or
I
would
would
you
play
level the Spite
I would
Mage?
play Elements and Zemus. I would put Elements in 5 in front of the Evoker, and I
Mhm.
would trade off the Zemus with the
Yep.
Drake.
That's what I would do too. He's got a lot of underleveled spells right now. I think a level 2 Master of Elements probably does more than a level 2 Spite Mage does on level 3.
I think so. Like, the Spite Mage is level gated when it comes down to it. Oh, well, there's his
There
dragon.
we go.
Right off the bat.
Ooh. Breath of fire. It's going to be pretty good. But it won't kill either of the Doomwings. If he decides to go Doomwing, Doomwing.
No, but he can just go,
You think he's going to go
just Dragon
Spite Mage?
Epidemic.
Think he's going to go Spite Mage and hit him right in the face for 12?
Oh, I definitely think he's going to Spite Mage hit him for 12 in the face.
Right.
I don't even think that's a question. Yeah,
there you go.
definitely.
Seems like a strong play. He's
Now,
got
the
all
problem
the way down to
is he
37.
Utterly blown out by the Dragon Epidemic
Yep.
play.
Yep. When these plays happen in queue, I get so angry. Because you're like, all right, I got him. There's like nothing he could do other than the one dragon and an... Oh, he did it. And now I lost.
See, I'm never angry because it's always me.
I'm
the
aware
one
of
doing
that. I'm all too aware of that. Yep, so that was a huge blowout. I think that's probably going to do it. But we'll see. Maybe Forge can come up with something cool here.
I mean that's a massive 3.1, literally best case scenario, and I don't know if there's recovery.
We had the same thing happen in 2.1, and Forge Soul was able to recover, but there was not a level 3 dragon on the board at that point.
There was a level 2 dragon. Yeah, that was the Cersei level 2 and the dragon level 2 right away. Yeah, that was another tough spot.
Yep.
So he's really come back through this game overall really well.
Yep.
Considering that minor blowout that happened in 2, and now this massive blowout. The upside is if he can handle the dragon, there is nothing else in Guy's deck that is a big level threat.
He didn't see his
the
Zemus
one.
too.
He didn't see his Zemus. He had his ashes are all in ashes form. There's no phoenixes.
Yep. It's basically 2 Zemus 2 and Illyria 2. That's it.
Yep.
It's not that scary.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Forge Soul also doesn't really have anything to take care of a dragon.
No, his Spite Mage is once again already gone.
Yep. He's really been unlucky without
the
the
turn
Spite Mage.
before. It comes every single turn, right before the dragon.
Yeah, he's been very unlucky with Spite Mage. You do not want a 3.1 or a 2.1 Spite Mage. You just don't want that.
No,
That is
you want
worst
it
case
after your
scenario.
opponent.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. He gets the free block off on the dragon.
Yep. And the dragon can't... Well, the dragon will be
Well,
able to escape, sort of. But not really. So I guess you play Invoker in 1, and then...
Yeah, you have to take the 3 from the Blightwalker to keep the dragon locked there.
Yep. And then you just stick, say... Who do you want to stick in front of the dragon is the question. I think probably Zix or Shaman, so you can get the biggest rear you can. So
yeah,
you
I think I'd probably
epidemic it.
do probably the Shaman just for the 7.
Yep. Looks like he's considering the Spite Mage, and I understand that because you want to get him leveled. But I think...
yeah, but you don't think you can risk the Epidemic with the Spite Mage.
Yeah, you have to have an out for that.
Yeah.
What else does this guy have? Alright, so Dreadbolts won't hit any of them anyway. He's got Wraith Wills.
He looks like a Quaker.
It's funny, my wife just said you look like a Quaker.
I am a Quaker.
Well, there you go. He is a Quaker.
Not a Quaker, I'm leaping Lester. Look him
Leaping
up.
Lester.
Look it up. And looks like that's probably going to be trouble for Forge Soul. Come on, Forge Soul. We know you can do it.
Anyway, my point is I think she loves your hat, is what she was trying to say.
I don't think so. I think she was mocking my hat. That's
No,
not
I
like
think-
mockery.
Well, I love the hat.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Oh, pop the
7.
Phoenix in front of the dragon.
And he lives, maybe. Is he going to be able to live?
You know, it's a lot tighter than you think. Just barely clinches the lethal.
Ooh.
All right.
Good game. That was a good one. So,
I mean, the dragon just proved to be too much.
I'm impressed that Forge Soul was able to really hang in there despite some really bad beats there. So, Does this mean that Forge Soul has a really legit chance at winning this?
That game went, the threat that he managed to build on the board, attacking his opponent's left field, was much more impressive than I thought he was going to be able to muster in the face of all that NT removal. Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah, he sure did. We're going to go ahead and start a giveaway, but it's broken, so we have to do it through Nightbot. And the only way we have to do the giveaway is for you to chat in chat. So go ahead and seduce Nightbot, and then we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, Nightbot has been known to directly prefer the people that he loves for giveaways.
Tell Nightbot just how much you love him.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightbot.
It works. Tiny Grimes has proof.
That time we spent in Maui.
In Maui? I've been to Maui. Maui's really nice.
Of course you've been to Maui.
Yeah. You never been to Maui? Or have you been to Maui?
No, I haven't been to Maui.
Oh, Maui is gorgeous.
I've been to Rome, but not Maui.
Rome is nice, too.
I enjoy it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and continue on with the next game while everyone seduces Nightbot.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
All right, so I'm excited here. I think Forge Soul has a much better chance than I was originally giving him. So we'll see if he can make this happen.
Yeah, based on that game, I think I underrated his deck.
Mm-hmm.
Because that game was his if even one thing had gone differently in that game. If there hadn't been a 3.1 dragon just blowing him away, then I think he would have won that game quite easily.
Yes, I think so too. All right, empty lane the Spite Mage. He's really unsure here. I don't really know what the play is either. What would you do here?
I would play the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I mean, especially when you know your opponent's on an aggro deck. Phoenix gives you some amount of board control right off the bat.
The other thing is empty laning that Spite Mage is really vulnerable to GGP.
Oh, it's incredibly dangerous.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's the right play. I'm just Invoker in the corner lane, and do you want to actually Wind Caller to grow your Invoker, or you want to just throw down that Phoenix?
I think throw down the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Grow the Phoenix next turn, barring Cull or another Spite Mage out of Vizig.
So I think here you got to go Blightwalker in one. And then the question is, do you get greedy and discard the egg and just move your Phoenix
go for the
to 4? Egg. Or do you play another Phoenix? Because playing 2 Phoenix is kind of risky.
Yeah, no, I go for the egg.
But you could try to bottle him in. You could go move Phoenix to 4, play the new Phoenix to 5, box him in, hope he doesn't get a Wind Caller, and move him out of there. But I think I would play the egg as well.
I think I'd play the egg. If I see another Phoenix later in the player level, I'd be willing to play that one. But I would definitely pass on this one. So he is going. He's passing. Okay, that works too. Pass on the Blightwalker works as well.
Yeah, I think the theory is if his opponent pulls an Epidemic, then he's kind of screwed because the Evoker's not going to die. It's going to keep doing shenanigans.
Yeah.
So
I mean, also, the Phoenix is going to 8/7.
Right.
Yeah. As long as he plays the Dragon there. Dragon was so critical for him last game that I think it's just very important that he gets that level.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
He is only playing 2 as well, so, passing on egg is a big decision
true.
for him. Cause,
He's
only running 2 dragons. I know, it's crazy, right? Because I've been playing 3 dragons for, I don't know, ages at this point.
Yeah, you're kind of crazy about it, but I think now it's the right call. What he could do here is play Predator, move him over with Wind Caller in front of the Dragon or the Phoenix and trade for him. The question is, does he want to do that, or does he just want to pressure and try to win that way?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting balance of what's the correct amount of building for the next player level, and what's the correct amount of pushing through
I like
damage.
This a lot, actually. He can Wind Caller. Oh. See, what I was thinking is he could Wind Caller the Phoenix in front of the other Phoenix and now be bigger and kill him and live, which would have been interesting.
Oh, interesting. That's like a 9/8.
Yeah. But this way, he's got a big Phoenix. I'm not really sure I understand the epidemic there. I guess his thought is he can't move over and kill the big phoenix now.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, and he can't use the phoenix to kill the evoker either.
Right, unless he pulls an epidemic as well and undoes everything.
Yeah. But I mean, at that point, you both leveled an epidemic, so it's no
Right.
longer a wasted slot
Yeah,
because
it's
your
kind of
opponent
a
had to do it as
wash.
well to get back to parity. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks to me like Blightwalker Spite Mage is probably the right play here.
He's going to Zrace Will as part of that if he's playing Blightwalker.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets basically complete board wipe. He has 2 creatures.
With
And
2
it's
creatures on, yeah.
basically,
I mean, this is one of the spots where Zrace Will
Yep.
is just really good.
Yep. And this is kind of like last game where everything was going Forge Soul's way, and then NT Control gets that one turn where you're just like, oh, that happened.
Yep.
And then your board's wiped, and they're back in control. And it's just really hard to retain control permanently against NT. Unless you can just completely flood the board.
There's his 2 Zemus right on time for the player
Yep.
level up. So, he has board control right now. Going
Okay.
into the final turn of player level 1.
So he's going to Doomwing over, take
Knock
out one
out
of the
for
Phoenix.
for free. Sure.
Seems
Yep.
reasonable.
Absolutely.
It makes me sad to pass on the Evoker there, but I think that's the right play. I don't
Yeah, I think
there's
he's
another
got to
play.
try and regain the board a little bit.
Yep.
So not as commanding a position in the second game as in the first game. He had his opponent down around 60 life.
Yeah. This
Roundabout
one's-
these times
was
in
looking a
game
lot
1.
different. So I think I would do Zemus 5, Zemus 2, but it looks like he's interested in getting a Cersei down.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with Cersei at all. I level both Zemus here, personally, for me.
Right. Just get to player level 3 and win. And I don't move the Phoenix over either because now you're...
Yeah, he took it back.
Yeah, that would have
He
been
realized the madness that he was doing.
kind of crazy. And I don't think I agree with that play either. Like, why block the 3/7 and die?
Yeah, no, I would have also empty lane the Zemus, I think, because
Especially
you're
since you have
looking
Zrace Will.
to pick up that wind caller. Yeah, exactly. You have Zrace Will, and you also have underleveled Blightwalkers. You didn't play your Cersei, so your Cersei could go in that spot if you happen to redraw. You have a lot of cards that can kill that guy for free.
Yep, and he could have epidemicked here and wiped out the board. He chose not to. I think I agree with that. I'm not a big fan of playing epidemic against NT unless it's just the greatest situation
avoid it
ever.
unless you really have to.
Yep. I think here is not a bad place for an epidemic, though. Yep, there we go.
I think it's just too enticing here.
Yeah. Just remove his whole board, do some damage. Like, this is a pretty strong lead right now. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the giveaway since we haven't done
All
that
right,
yet.
good luck, everybody.
So the winner is A. Hurley.
Hurley?
He is a follower, and you do have to be a follower to win. So, congratulations, sir. You handle the commentary for a moment while I send out this code.
Sure, all right, so Stormbringer comes down, grows. I actually really like it here. It's going to be able to possibly mop up the Zemus if he gets lucky. And if it survives. Looks like he's going for the Spite Mage in lane 2, possibly. Obviously he's going to play the Dragon. He doesn't have an amazing spot because it can't kill anything outright.
Yep.
But I would fully expect Dragon to go in 1 because it will knock out the Evoker in the next attack phase.
I agree. The difference, though, is this... Yeah, no. I like this play a lot, actually.
Yeah, no, I think this is really good.
Yep. Wow, it's interesting. He's second-guessing that Dragon.
Interesting.
I think he's going to play the Egg.
You think so?
Just to get it leveled. No, I don't at all. That would be the most crazy play ever. You're like, I wanted to have a smoother level 3, so I went for the Egg.
Now I have a smooth level 3. Play Dragon 3.
And then draw at 3.1 and win.
Yeah.
That's a good strategy.
3.1 makes for the smoothest play level 3 of all. Hey,
that works.
all your creatures are dead.
Oh,
Smooth sailing.
how'd that
here,
happen? Okay.
Alright, Spite Mage comes down. See, this time he has a way to handle the dragon.
Exactly.
Last time
Big
he
difference.
got his Spite Mages 1 turn too early every single player
He's got a
level.
lot of choices here. He could level the Spite Mage. He could level the Dreadbolt. He could just empty lane a Predator.
He's going for the Spite Mage.
Yeah, I think I would as well. Spite Mage is just such a strong card. It's hard to resist leveling it.
All right, so your guy, you have a level 1 hand, halfway through play level 2, completely empty board. What do you level?
I think here I'm going to put down the Phoenix and the Master of Elements.
Sure, I could go for that. The Cersei, it's too late on.
Yep.
Especially because it's a card you have to go to level 4 to win with. Starting a level late is always going to be too late.
Yeah. I think
and in the meantime, it's too easy of a target on the board.
Yeah, and Lyria is just not that good.
I see. He looks like he's going for Lyria. I would not have played Lyria. I would have played the Phoenix to build some board control right away.
I'm kind of surprised by that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Guy definitely ate his Lucky Charms this morning.
Right, he did.
Holy mackerel.
Wow.
So he's
That's
already
a big
penning an
moment right
apology
there.
letter to Forge Soul. Dear Forge Soul, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I feel just terrible. Ha ha ha.
Oh my goodness.
I think he's Shallow Graves here and Blightwalkers.
Yeah, Blightwalker, Shallow Grave, just to level it.
Question is placement. You could put it in 1 and 3 if you wanted to make sure you're taking the Doomwing off. Well, yeah.
Nah, I think his lands are fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Just saying you could do that if you were ultra concerned about the Doomwing dying right here, right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The thing about 2.4 Phoenix is that you're almost always going to be trading the Phoenix that you pop.
Yep.
It's so early that you're nearly always going to be using it to regain board position against whatever your opponent has down, because it's only 15 HP, and you're not empty laning it a lot of the time. You're putting it to block on their turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you fully expect them to die a big chunk of the time.
Yep. So Lyria's dead. And I think I just hit him in the face.
He doesn't have lethal. He almost has
but
lethal.
I don't think you need lethal because he can race Will on the Phoenix or
What?
actually is race Will only 6?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think you Spite Mage the Phoenix and just hit
Sure.
him for a
That
million.
works.
And then if he tries to block you, then doesn't
Yeah,
isn't it
actually,
death?
Epidemic probably actually is better. Kill the Doomwing and shrink the.
Sure. Personally, I don't think it matters at all.
No,
because,
obviously it doesn't matter at all. He's going to
Phoenix damage kills him.
he's going to 4 life with 2 Phoenixes on the board.
Right.
So there's not 2 life. Sorry, 2 life with 2 Phoenixes on the board. 20 damage if they die. 44 if they don't.
Yep. I think we can call this one over. I think.
I think you can probably safely do that.
All right. So remember, in order to win the giveaways, you do have to be a follower on the stream. We're going to start the next giveaway now. Go ahead and tell us what your favorite legendary is from set 2. And Nightbot will decide who is right and who is wrong.
And who is wrong?
All right. So that's more what we thought was going to happen. Was game 1 a mirage? What's going on? Now I'm all confused.
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I think a lot of things went right there for a guy. Especially at the end. I mean, the board was empty, and then suddenly the board was Phoenixes,
Yes.
Like, if you find me a deck that can beat double 2.4 Phoenix from an empty board,
I'm playing that
I will
deck.
play that deck.
Yes, that's my new
I'll
deck.
play that deck forever. That's my new deck, yep.
Nope, I said it first.
Well, we'll share it, alright?
No way, you're off my team. It's my own private deck. I will win all the tournaments with it.
No one will ever copy you.
Exactly. I'm going to be like, listen, Notharian. This is a secret list. I'm not streaming
Don't
it.
publish this.
We can't tell anyone I played it. I just want to win all the events with it.
And my opponents aren't allowed to see the cards that I put on the board.
They can see it. They just have to sign a document. A secrecy document. That was unfortunate. or fortunate, depending on.
Depending on your side of the
Perspective.
match. Either very unfortunate or very
It was
fortunate.
a very Jake-like moment, we'll say.
It was. Jake has done that on...
Yes.
You know, I've popped 4 Phoenixes in the same 2.4.
Wow.
And that's not true. It was a 3.4.
I was gonna say
Obviously,
that actually explains a lot. That would explain a
Jeez.
lot. So you have some special way to do extra Phoenixes, huh?
No, it was 3.4. I have popped 4 eggs in the same turn, though. I've also had it done against me. I don't know if you ever
Oh.
saw that screenshot.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
not good.
I think
actually
it
like
was
that quite a bit.
Orion. It was I could have killed one of the ashes, and I didn't because clearly I was dead anyways.
You should have. Yeah.
So I let him have all 4.
All right. Looks like we're waiting for Guy to get rolling.
Yeah, we can go on with the next game.
Go ahead and finish
They'll be
the,
typing for the
We'll
giveaway.
do the giveaway
We'll do that
here.
in the middle.
So
Yeah.
let's see. We're gonna roll a giveaway here. The winner
This is
is
still a code, right?
yes.
Yeah.
This is a code, and the next one is also a code. Discarded 1.
Congratulations, sir.
Good job,
Glad
discarded
to see that
1.
you're currently following the channel, because otherwise everyone involved would have to be a sad panda.
I kind of like the fact that Nightbot does this now, and I don't have to screen share it and all that madness. This is kind of
No, there's none of that. There's none of that. Nightbot handles it.
Nightbot is the man,
He is the man.
and I'm not just saying that because he has the power to come into my house and wreck my world. That's just a
He
fact.
does have that power, though, right?
So there was an interesting choice he could have made there. He could have done Predator, Dreadbolt, but I think against the removal deck, that's a pretty dangerous play.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's just going to get removed back.
Yes, exactly. I don't know
Especially
what he
nowadays, when it's triple Dreadbolt, triple Spite Mage.
Yep.
Like, that's a fifth of the deck already.
Cersei, Blightwalker.
Lightwalker,
You're not growing a Predator these days. That's
it's
just
just
not
not
happening.
going anywhere. Yep.
Yeah, you can try, and then your opponent will mock you.
What does he win? A playset of all legendaries? Yes.
Wow.
That code was for a playset of every legendary in the game.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations,
I
Discard.
really wish I had known that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
I
given
might
that
have been
one
more
away.
devious.
Tinier and Grimier has won the giveaway.
I missed the second card there. Did he discard an egg?
I was looking at chat. Let me.
I think he must have because there's.
Yeah, if someone can confirm that, or Casey can look at the game log for us,
I can't see that. It's
where
far too
it doesn't actually say anything, of course. All right, we're gonna go with he discarded an egg.
Yep. He discarded an egg. All right, so that was a pretty solid turn. He's getting his stuff going. So now the question
Yeah,
is,
I mean he's leveling the late game threats.
Yep.
Because what he wants to be doing. His
This is
opponent
kind of a-
responded with a lot of pressure, but at
Yeah.
the same time, he's holding all the answers.
yeah, he's got every removal. Do you go Zemus 4 just to level it, and then Spite Mage, say the Doomwing, so he can't get a free kill?
Yeah, I think so. I would pass on the Dreadbolts.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, Zemus is just too good. We haven't gotten to see him be dominant because Guy just can't draw them for some reason on player level 2.
No, he's busy drawing Phoenix Ashes.
That was
and
pretty.
some dragons.
That was quite a hand for 2.4. You're like, do
That
I
was
play
not
the
bad.
2 Phoenixes or the Zemus 2? It's a tough world I live in.
Yep.
It's a very Jake world.
Yep. Jake World problems.
Jake is right now commentating on his yacht at Maui. He's on vacation. He just
I'm
takes
kind of
time
always
out
on
of it.
vacation. It's nice.
All right, so we've got the Stormcaller getting leveled.
Yeah, well, and it kills Zeus for free. I like that.
See, that's an odd play to me. If you're gonna do that, I think I would play the Invoker and then move the Phoenix and have a bigger Phoenix. But maybe I'm just wrong on that one.
I think he saw what happened last game and said, you know what? I'm going to Ashes him right back.
You think that's what happened?
Yeah, I do think that's what happened.
Here we go.
Like I said, every
Race
Phoenix
will.
he sees. Because he recognized, you know what? Screw this game. That is how I want to win.
Yep, that's reasonable. And then Spite Mage, I would
And
assume.
Spite Mage over Dreadbolt, yeah, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
One of
Dreadbolt.
these is restricted. One of these is not.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this outright. I think Dreadbolt is fairly a dead card right now.
Pretty much.
I'm kind of surprised to see both people are running it. If you're running GGP, I can kind of see it, but I really don't understand why Guy is running it. I don't think he's played it even one
if you're
time.
on GGP, then it makes a lot more sense because you want to use spell removal to combo with the Predator. But in the control list, I've actually dropped Dreadbolt completely, as I think you have as well.
Yep. Yeah, I have. It just doesn't seem worth it. And here's a great time to level Blightwalker if you want. Or you could go, you got a lot of choice here. You could get cute. You could go Spite Mage, Shallow Grave, which is kind of dangerous with Predator.
Mm-hmm.
You could discard your egg and then Blightwalker into the Spite Mage. It's a tough one because you really want to get that Spite Mage leveled.
I think personally, I would probably Spite Mage the Zix.
Yep.
Take another 8 from the level ones, or you can just block. I'd block the Spite Mage with the Scorchman Dragon Egg to level it, and I would Spite Mage his Zix.
Yep.
And I would take 4 on his turn.
That seems to be the appropriate play.
Yeah.
And then you don't have anything on board to be eaten. Your level 3 is looking really strong.
Yeah, you're pretty safe.
Assuming you can draw some Zemus 2s here. But this is one of my favorite plays, is to block with an egg on level 2 to stall them a little bit. Because even a level 2 dragon is really good on level 3. It's not quite as dominant.
Well, especially now, because Dragon 2 now trades up to 17 HP.
Yeah. And you know who he kills. He also kills outright Zemus 2. That, to me, is the hugest change of all for the mirror matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon is just such
massive.
a blowout. And here it is.
It's like, you know what? Zemus value? I don't think so.
City.
Oh, God.
For those of you who were wondering.
The Wraiths. Oh,
right.
Lord.
There were people in the chat saying, I don't understand Zrace Will in this deck. Now you understand. When you can level Zemuses, you suddenly have 6 zombies. You get a removal, a Zemus, and a dragon. That, my friend, is a turn.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you out there have lived the dream. I've only done it twice so far. But twice to date, I have killed a Thundersoar 3 with a level 1 Zrace Will and played a Zemus 3 for free off of it.
That's pretty strong, sir.
It's the dream.
That is pretty...
What more could you possibly ask for from a level 1 card?
So, okay, I thought Forge Soul was going to play the Ash there for a second. If he plays the Ash, he has completely abandoned his old plan of aggression and is just all in on the, oh dear Soulforge gods, please grant me
many phoenixes.
My wish of a phoenix. And he did. That's the approach he took. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's the wrong approach because the other approaches haven't worked all that well.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a winning approach.
He's going for it.
I think I dragon in 3.
You dragon in 3?
I think so. That way he can't walk over and kill the dragon.
Oh yeah, it's movement too. Why would you put it? Well, I mean, okay. The logic here with 1 and 5 is that he is going to pull the Doomwing one way.
Sure.
But I think you're right in that I would go 3 as well.
Yeah, putting him in 3, you damage him. Under-leveled Spite Mage now kills him. He can't move over and kill him.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy choice to move it over to 1 and kill the dragon.
I think you kind of wasted your dragon with that.
You did, yeah. I mean, there was no need for that dragon to die at all.
Yep. And then, unfortunately for Forge Soul, that Wind Caller is a level 1. If it was a level 2, there would be dancing and rejoicing. So he's going to do double GGP2 and go pressure now. Crank up the volume.
Yeah, no, it's it's a solid board, except for the problem that well, it's not okay. Spite Mage is going to kill one of them, but what's his second card? Because he doesn't actually have anything that can kill the Doomwing other than the Spite Mage.
Yeah, I mean, his hand is really bad. So,
I mean, he's only 1 turn away on the Phoenix Ash, but there's a completely hostile board. I mean, there is no safe lane for Phoenix Ash. Okay, so he kills the Doomwing, and then he's going to put the Phoenix Ash somewhere on the left side, maybe.
It's very interesting. He didn't play the GGP. Or am I missing something? Am I behind?
Are you looking at the screen share? Are we talking about Guy's turn?
I was talking about Forge Soul's turn. I thought he could play a second GGP, but apparently he could not.
No, that GGP is in his next hand.
Yep. No, I'm
Yep.
seeing that.
There you go, sir.
What is going on? Yeah, something got messed up. That's what happened. Okay. Now we're all caught up. So, Shaman away.
Oof, that's a nice shaman.
Is he going to cull now? The problem is... Oh, the Phoenix
Even
Egg.
just eating it is fine.
What's that?
Even just eating it is fine.
Yeah, but the question is, do you play the Phoenix Ash? I just hope. I think you do. Because then you get it leveled, and maybe, just maybe, your opponent doesn't have a removal. Okay, or you could just do that. I don't think I like that, though, because if he has removal, he still has the option to remove it and do the damage anyway.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't have removal, you've lost your magic chance.
Yeah, I would prefer empty laning it. Force your opponent to play Epidemic.
Yep. I mean, I understand the logic. I think there's just too much upside to not empty lane it. I mean, we're looking at...
his opponent's hand is so bad that I think he's happy to play Epidemic anyways.
Yep.
But there's potential for you to force your opponent to play an Epidemic instead of a second level threat, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do empty lane it.
Two good cards,
pretend he had like 2 dragons in his hand, or 2 more Zemus even.
2 dragons would be a bad example.
2 dragons would work because he would just replace.
But
and
yeah,
kill
2
it.
Zemus. That really puts you in a tough spot. Do you play the Zemuses or do you play the Epidemic?
Yeah, exactly.
And Forge Soul made his decision easy for him. But yeah, I think Epidemic is probably a fairly easy choice. I think I would play Zemus just to get him leveled. It's kind of a tough spot.
I was looking at the stream just now. That is a interesting webcam of me.
Huh. Don't know what happened there.
I don't know what that is.
I think it must be some sort of ad that was like, hey, you should check out this ad. I guess. I don't actually know what happened.
I have no idea.
That's insane.
Alright, so Guy hits the 3.1 Phoenix, 3.1 Spite Mage, so he's gonna be able to clean up any threat and have a Phoenix on the board, which is pretty huge.
Yes, I mean that's...
And the 2.4 for Force Soul is not looking
hand.
particularly impressive here.
Yeah. I mean, he can go something like... He could Dreadbolt that Phoenix, but that Predator's locked in is one of the problems, so he can't actually grow him with the Evoker.
Yeah, he can't move it.
I don't know. I don't really know what he does. I guess he blocks the Zemus, but it feels really bad. Maybe it'd be better to empty lane the Stormbringer and hope he jumps in front of the Zemus so he can trade him.
Yeah, you don't have terrible odds. You're going to put creatures in both lanes. You're looking at 50-50. Or rather, I should say 100%, because the Shaman is not dominating combat.
Right.
So it's only got 1 lane to move to. So there's no hoping involved. So that's a plus side for it. The problem is that Guy has, once again, hit an absolutely gangbusters 3.1.
As he likes to do.
So empty board, but with a Phoenix down and a Spite Mage. Forge Soul has his own Phoenix in hand. So, this game's about to get wild. Forge Soul also has a big life lead.
Yeah, so what's neat about this is that it looks like his decision to go somewhat all in on Phoenix is paying off now.
It's paying off here a little bit, yeah.
So this is gonna be crazy now. And Guy did not draw particularly well here. In
no,
fact,
I mean, he has the advantage of the first swing with the Phoenix, so he's going to get 22 in first. But that only really brings it back to parity on the life totals.
Yeah. And it's early enough where the Ash will not be popping. And he gets Invoker, so he can grow his own Phoenix. And then Spite Mage. It's going to be interesting. I'm not really sure what to play here as Guy. It's a tough spot. You just
I
play
mean,
the
it's
biggest
too early
guy.
for the Ashes to do anything. I think you just put guys on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you
Simple
guys,
as that. I play Master of Elements and the
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yep, I think that's what I would do
Yeah.
as well. It's an interesting position for the Phoenix because now it can't reach 5, and the other Phoenix can reach it. So I kind of wonder if maybe putting it in 3 was the better choice. But then this way, he knows it's going to die, and so now his Phoenix has maximum movement, being in 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Oh,
There we go.
there's Mr. Dragon.
There's Mr. Bailout.
Yep.
Were you
It's a
having
good
some
name for him,
trouble?
actually. Mr. Bailout. I like that.
Were you having some trouble? Because I'm here
Save the day.
with a big check. Well, this is definitely a wild one. I'm not sure Guy's going to be able to win this, though, because he's going to take... Oh,
He's
wow.
down at 24.
When I said I wasn't sure he was going to win this, pretty sure he's not.
I mean, now he blocks. He has to block it.
Yep. So they trade. He could
Yeah,
actually
he
epidemic.
could.
Oh no, that won't do anything because the 10 from it will
Wait.
kill him.
Yeah, no, the 10 will kill it.
But I guess he has to Zemus.
And Zemus in 1. So, I mean, he has the board a little bit here.
Yep. If only his opponent didn't draw that hand.
Yeah, that would have been helpful to him.
Yep.
You know, the other thing is, Guy has the first level turnover here. So his Phoenix will pop before Forge Souls, assuming none of them dies.
Yeah, I mean he could just Spite Mage it. But he's just gonna go for that route and have.
No, he's gonna go for the board, and he's gonna let that Phoenix pop because the fact is it can't move this turn, so it's gonna be sitting there in an empty lane, not attacking.
Right, and that was a pretty
Basically means
fortuitous
nothing.
jump for Zemus to be able to take out the Phoenix. Although maybe he wanted the aggressive
Well, actually-
damage.
You know, I think actually any lane would be good because the fact is he has the Dragon in his hand to knock out either the Doomwing or the Ashes.
Yep, that's true.
And wherever the Zemus went, other than lane 1, it was going to kill what's opposite. Although you wouldn't want it to kill the Phoenix. That's
Yeah.
a fact. You would not want that lane to happen.
So I think you probably go Dragon 3, Zrace Will the Egg, the Ash, put the Blightwalker in
Ash.
4, just kind of lock stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, you're forcing your opponent to come up with a removal spell at that point if he wants to win on the next turn.
Right.
And you're also threatening lethal. Like, you know, he's saying to Forceful, kill my Ash and go through me with the Phoenix right now, or this game's over.
Right. Yep, here comes
Yeah,
comes
it's
the dragon.
14 to 16. Both
That's
sides
it.
have a Phoenix down.
He's back. He's back.
Hey, he's back.
Yeah, that's why Spite Mage maybe was better there. I don't know. That was a tough call. And he's got a dragon just to go with it. Just in case.
The dragons are relevant, though. Either Forge Soul can kill him, and we know that he's not holding removal.
Right. Just mean if somehow he
Wow.
was able to stay alive for a moment. The
Sure,
5
you're right.
could be
The dragon would
lethal
come down and
kill.
dash all dreams.
Yes. The destroyer of dreams. Breaker of souls. I mean, he could lock
Yes.
in the Phoenix, but it's not going to do anything.
Well, no, he's going to
Zemus
trade
kills
for
him.
the Phoenix. He has to trade for the Phoenix to try and stay alive. He's going to be at 6. He is dead to the dragon, though.
Yep. So he has to block both 5 and 2. Hope that... I mean, it actually doesn't look that bad because now he's going to have a big Predator.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad because Predator goes in 5, absorbs the Zemus. He blocks the Scorchmane. The Scorchmane's locked in.
Yep. He
The Blightwalker's only going through for half his life.
Right, so it looks
But-
like he's okay.
It looks like survival. but the dragon is actually going to end things on the spot.
He sure is. Unless Guy decides to get cute and do a shallow grave trick instead.
That could happen.
What do you think the odds are of that?
Around 0%.
Yes. I think if it were me, I would consider doing a shallow grave on the dragon first, battling so that I can bring my dragon back, then playing the other dragon, and completely slow rolling the cruelest victory ever. But that's me, I guess.
So basically what you're saying is you'd like to Dimitri him.
No, he would take 10 minutes before he did that.
Damn right.
I gotta say, though,
do combat, go AFK for 10, 12 minutes.
I've been playing on the iPad.
The dragon.
The iPad is insane. Like, I'll make my turn, and I'll be at like 19 minutes, and I'll be cursing at my opponent because his clock is all the way down to like 14.
Yep.
Suddenly, he takes his turn. His clock goes back to 19. Mine's at 14. So apparently, I was the guy who wasn't doing anything because my iPad wasn't properly registering, and that's a bit scary. But it looks like we have ball game here. Well, yes, we did.
Yeah. This is about to be the business end of the stick.
Yeah, there we go. And Blightwalker for the win. Good old
Blightwalker goes through for lethal.
MVP, that is. Blightwalker. All right, so we're going to do a giveaway in a moment. So go ahead and chat about how great you think Guy Sargent is. Is he great, the greatest, or the greatest that there will ever be? I don't know.
Wow.
But either way, let's go ahead and bring him in. Guy, welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
That was a pretty impressive victory.
I mean, they say it's better to be lucky than good, so I had a lot of luck in those games.
I don't think the two Phoenixes were lucky. I think they were just
no, that was all skill.
I wanted to level two of them so that I would hopefully see an Ashes on the right turn. I didn't think that I would get them both on the right turn. But on 2.2, I still hadn't seen either of the Ashes. So I was like, okay, well, this could go somewhere good.
Mm-hmm. We could be on our way here.
That's how it happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And game 1 was interesting as well. There are both 2.1 and 3.1. It looked like Forge Soul and his aggro was gonna do pretty well, and then you drew some good cards there to really hammer him.
Yeah, that's the thing about. I think I was going second that game, so it's nice when you're playing control to go second. You see your answers after they play their big threats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because a lot of times if you're going first and you're playing control, you draw your best removal spells on 3.1 before they've played anything important. But I was going second, so I was able to deal with his threats right away.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he did end up getting his leveled Spite Mage in the first turn of every player level, playing first, and then he got wiped out by Dragon every time. Like,
Yeah, that was really cruel. Yep. So it was interesting. I think what we got to see there was how much power NT can have when things go well.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest problem with NT has been the mirror, because you pretty much have the same plan. You're like, okay, Dragons, Zemus, Phoenix, come on! Oh no, I didn't get them, and my opponent did.
Yeah,
now
it can really just come down to who draws.
Yeah, that could be
a little bit, yeah.
A little bit difficult.
That's actually kind of what the Lyria is for. Is actually for the NT mirror, because basically, since you're both so good at one-for-oneing each other, you want to get to a point where you can put more cards on the board than they can deal with.
Yeah.
So Lyria is really for the mirror. She's really nice. If you know you're going up against the mirror, you can just strictly play her and Zimuses the whole game, and just hope that she brings back a bunch of level 2 Zimuses or something. And I would say I also learned today that Dreadbolt is not worth being in the deck at all. Like, maybe one, but I don't know.
Yeah, Dreadbolt seems to have seen its day. Being double gated is really difficult when you have so many single gated cards.
I just didn't realize how good Spite Mage was, and so it's like every every card that Dreadbolt is in there to deal with, Spite Mage deals with. So it doesn't really need to have 3 slots in the deck.
Yeah, and as a bonus, it also hits all the cards that Dreadbolt doesn't hit. That, like, Call is for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spite Mage is just, it's just all that and a bag of chips, I believe, is what the kids say.
And a bag of potato chips, I think, right? Yeah.
As the kids said in 1928 when I was.
Yeah, that's what the kids were saying 20 years ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they're saying the same thing, and it never changes. Pretty sure that's accurate. All right, Guy. Well, thank you very much for coming on to the Forge. The dump truck will be coming to your house later today with your pile of gold and depositing it on your porch.
All right. Thank you guys very much for having me.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
And are you going to play? You said you're not going to play in the tournament Friday, right?
Well, actually, I originally thought it was going to be on Saturday. Like this whole past month, I've been thinking it was April 5th, and so I might be able to play in it on Friday night, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Well, if you are, good luck unless you're facing me. And if you're not, I'll see you at the next tournament then.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks for coming on. All right. Well, that wraps up another edition of The Forge, in which 2 enter and 1 leaves beaten, battered, and bruised.